Well, it's great to talk to you and to interview the interviewer. So first of all, how does that experience feel to be interviewed all of a sudden?
Oh, I
back
much
to back?
prefer it. I much prefer being interviewed because you don't have the pressure of thinking, what am I going to say next? Now I can just answer this, and while I'm doing this, I know in your head you're going, okay, when he's finished this, I'm going to say something
I'm
else.
going to say something else. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I won't forget it. I won't go like,
I don't think you
all
will.
blank and black out. But it's fun to talk about this because, it's Peter Rabbit. I grew up in Lebanon and everybody knows Peter Rabbit. And internationally, everybody is very familiar with the Beatrix Potter stories. So how much was it like, on one hand, a great challenge, on the other one, a daunting one to
it was
take
very,
this on?
you're absolutely right. It was very much daunting. I actually... When I first got asked to do it, I felt quite reticent about doing it, if I'm honest, because of the level of history and affection that people have for such a character. Then I was told that this is the first time in history that the Beatrix Potter estate had read a script, and decades and decades people have tried to make a Peter Rabbit film, and they read this script and felt that this was a true representation of not only the character, it also had lots of vignettes from different stories, and put them together in one film, that they completely gave it their blessing, and for the first time in history said that they wanted a film to be made. So then when I heard that, it became a great privilege for me, really, to be part of such a thing.
Voice acting is challenging because you have to infuse your personality into the character. And I don't know how it went, but you don't always know what it's going to look like. So how was the whole process?
Well, the process for me has been going on for quite some time. I think I probably did my first record, I think it was maybe like 18 months ago, maybe 20 months ago. And at that point, my first record was just sort of recording what we thought he was going to sound like, because there wasn't even an etched animation. The animators who in Australia who did the animation for all of these animals, they wanted to hear my voice so that would inform how they would then animate it, and so on and so forth. And then, the whole experience is very freeing. It's very liberating because you can't really do it wrong. You might not necessarily do it right, but whatever you try, you'll find the avenue that you're going to go down, and you'll find the voice, and then you'll go on with it.
Yeah, it's true. And in my experience, I've done a little bit of it, and it's so much fun because you can be as over the top as you want to be, and you could just enjoy it, which is nice.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed. I found it very freeing. Yeah.
I find them extremely cute. I have a nearly two-year-old daughter, and I can't wait for her to be old enough to just see them, jumping up and down. What was your first reaction when you saw the film, especially that the music is such a big part of the narrative?
Yeah, I felt incredibly proud of it, really. The first time I saw it, it wasn't finished. So there would be stock animation at points and things like that, and that was, where Will and I there was some things we thought about doing and didn't think about doing, and taking things out and stuff like that, and then when the first time I watched it fully was with my children, and they loved it. I'm going to sneeze, sorry.
Please
Hang
do.
on.
But that's the problem with being self-conscious of it. You might not.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It might come back, Rhea, who knows?
Okay. Bless you anyway.
It'll be a treat for the people of Lebanon. Right now, anyone watching this is just thinking, will I ever get to see that sneeze? I don't know if you will. It might be the next person.
Or it's a cliffhanger to Peter Rabbit 2.
Maybe when the sequel comes back, we'll come back and we'll call it Return of the Sneeze, and I'll film one on my phone next time I've got one, and we'll just play that anyway.
I'll take you up on that.
Okay.
So it's a stellar cast, but when it's a voice, cast, you might never see them till the premiere. So how did it all go? Did you see anyone before?
I didn't. I saw nobody. It was a completely solitary experience for me, really. The most time I've seen with them is now on this press tour,
And the premieres.
Yeah.
That is true. I've asked Daisy and Elizabeth yesterday if they are more of a country girl or a city girl. Are you more of a country boy or a city boy?
This is an interesting question, because I'm struggling with this right now in my life, where I'm trying to work out if I want to live in a city,
yes,
or I'd like to live in the countryside.
Oh, that's like a scoop,
I think I have a vision of living in the countryside. My fear is that that vision will never be a reality because maybe I'll get bored. So if it's okay with you, I would like to choose both, because I think the dream would be to have both of those environments, where you could be in a city sometimes and then also get out and be in the countryside. So that's my quest. My life is a quest to have both of those things.
Your life may be a wonder. Do I live in California for the rest of my life, or do I come back home? That could be your dilemma.
Well, that is a weekly dilemma for my wife and I. Yeah, it is.
Absolutely. How many people have asked you so far today if you could sing with them in a car, or what's the secret of the success of that carpooling viral thing that you've invented?
Today, nobody's asked me this, but it's quite early in the day. You're the third person that I've seen today, so this is the first time I've been asked anything to do with remotely singing in a car.
With a doubt.
But I'm always overwhelmed that anybody would want to talk about it in any capacity whatsoever.
So in that sense, do you feel blessed of all the success you've had, and did you expect it in any way? Even as an actor, as a presenter, as making it in America.
I don't know if I could say I ever expected such success or the success that I have had. I sort of have always come from a place where I sort of thought, well, if I don't give up, I'll never fail. So I just won't stop trying, because ultimately all I really want to do is just create stuff. I've never really thought about, well, if I do this, I will be more well known, or if I do this, I might have some money. I might be able to buy shoes as fancy as yours. That's not really been the thing I've thought about. The thing I've mostly thought about is I want to create things, whether that's being in plays or doing a voice like this on Peter Rabbit, or hosting a television show where we could come up with something that billions of people would watch around the world, whether that be on their phones or on their TV screens or their laptops or iPads, wherever they are, that maybe we'd be able to make something that people might go, that they might want to share and be part of. And if I'm honest, by the time I went to New York to do my second play on Broadway, I sort of felt like my life would never be greater than this moment right now, that this was the pinnacle of what I would ever achieve. And so now to be doing such things as even just sitting here talking with you in a country that I've never visited, and I hope to one day, that I've never visited, is some days, if I think about it too long, it's too much for me. It's too overwhelming for me to think that there would be anyone in Lebanon that would be remotely interested, not just in me singing in a car, in anything, So in truth, all of it is a picnic, all of it is a blessing, and I know that these are transient things, and things can go as quick as they arrived. So my intention is to just try and enjoy it as best I can, and never take it for granted, but then equally never rely on it, so that my life then only relies on a certain sense of being established somewhere, that I would be able to find some happiness regardless of what my working life is.